Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Meg and I am a lover of all things beauty and makeup, especially eyeshadow. So generally most of my videos are centered around eyeshadow palette reviews, first impressions, and tutorials. So today is no different. I thought we'd have some fun creating a colorful look, and I wanted to play with my Blend Bunny Blends palette. I haven't really used this much since I got it. It really hasn't gotten the love that it should have, because if you haven't seen it yet, like, this is such an amazing palette, just like the perfect rainbow palette, like really just like every colorful matte shade that you could possibly ever need. And I just really need to give this more love because I love the Blend Bunny Cosmetics formula and I just haven't played with this enough. So thought we played with that. I'm not huge on like, I will do an all matte look, but I don't generally want to do just an all matte look. I like to introduce a shimmer. So I thought it would also be an opportunity to play with some single shimmer shadows I never really play with. So I've got these four down here that I have from Terra Moons Cosmetics that I got quite a while ago and have like barely used, just because single shadows just tend to get lost in my collection. But with recently doing a big declutter of my eyeshadow palettes, I really want to focus in on a lot of the ones that have just been sitting in the shadows, not getting any attention. So both of these are coming out of the shadows into the spotlight today. So if you're interested in seeing what look I create using them, then stick around. I'm unsure if I either forgot to hit record or if my camera just stopped filming partway through, but I thought I was filming doing this eye and I looked up and it wasn't filming, it wasn't recording. So we're just gonna film me doing this eye so you can see what I did and how I got here. So start off with taking my Melt Cosmetics eyeliner in Slate, and we're gonna put that on my waterline. Try not to. This is why I normally film this side, is because this side is not as easy. It's not my strong side to film. We're gonna do our best. So, waterline, under the lash line a bit, and then attempt tight lining. So I'm pretty sure I wasn't filming while I was talking about what today is. New Year's Eve as I'm filming this. By the time this uploads, it'll definitely be the new year. But it's New Year's Eve as we speak. We don't really do much for it. We have two young kids, so we're not like party goers or anything like that. Even before I had kids, like I'm sure my husband and I like did stuff even before him and I were together. I know I went to New Year's parties and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm just not much of a party person, so I'm fine that we're kind of past that point in our lives. Alright, I'm just buffing this out. Woo! Went a little bit lower down with that than I meant to, but okay, we'll just try to repeat it on the other side. If I didn't mention it, I'm using a Luxie 151 Mini Flat to buff that out. So I'm going to close this so it doesn't dry out. Because now that we've done both eyes, we're done with that. So next, I'm going to go into the Deep Blue Spellbound, and I'm taking that on a Morphe JS13, and I'm just going to stamp that on the inner and outer corner where we kind of put some of that gel liner. I put the gel liner down just as like a base to just help add to like the level of depth that I want to be able to get from this blue shade. And then we went in with another Morphe JS13, and I went into the shade right above that called Submerged. Sorry, just making sure it's actually still filming. And then we're going to go right kind of above that and connect it along. I end up connecting the blue along on this side, like all the way across as well, but I didn't do it at this point, so we're going to do this side like the same way that we just did the other one. I keep like manically looking to like see if it's still recording. I don't know if it actually stopped recording or if it's just in my like, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't pay proper attention when I'm filming and I don't notice that I didn't hit record. So next we're going to take this Morphe JH40, it's just like a little blender brush, and we're going to go into the shade right beside that one called 32. And we're just going to start buffing above that. Anyways, I don't know what you guys are all doing for New Year's. Hopefully, since it'll have already passed, I hope your New Year's was good and that you stayed safe and had fun. Next, we're going to go into this shade here. This is called Bubble Bath. It's like a light teal, almost starting to verge on like baby blue. I feel like this wig is just driving me insane today. I normally love it, but not today. We're going to take that on a Morphe E17. It's just like a fluffy brush, like blender brush, a bit bigger than what we've been using, but still on the smaller side. We're just going to use this along with that light shade to start buffing everything out so we have nice soft edges. Try not to go onto my brow, but go like right up to it. And I mentioned when I was doing the other eye that you may have already thought to yourself and commented, I know my brows are probably looking a little rough, and that's because I did film today already. I'm going to probably have to touch up with some of my brow pen when I'm done my eyes. But I decided I wanted to try to salvage the brows for some reason. So I wiped off all my other makeup but left my brows, and I just feel like after wearing them for a while and just having wiped everything else off, I think they just are looking a little rough, and I don't think my placement was great today either, but oh well, it is what it is. You're gonna have great brow days and you're gonna have crummy ones, right? And I'm just going back now, like going backwards, so going now from the lightest shade I just used back in with each of the darker shades, just to both re-intensify them and also just help make sure that the blend from one shade to the next is seamless. So I find that this is kind of my best way of making sure I have the optimal blend, is just going in with my deepest shades to my lightest and then backwards. I learned this from Make Me Up Missa here on YouTube and Instagram and all that. Sadly, she hasn't like filmed in a while. I'm really hoping that she's going to start filming again. Anyways, but this is what she does, and ever since I tried doing her method, I've just loved my the way that my shadows blend so much more. I just feel like they're just so much more seamless and so much more saturated and well blended, and I love it. I don't know if I'll ever go back to doing it another way. I'll make sure I've pulled these out the same amount on both sides. And as you just hopefully saw, hopefully I wasn't blocking with the mirror, this is the point, and so I just did pull the dark blue Spellbound across all of the way, so that way it bridges across the whole eye. So now, I was gonna have, like, you know, done the other eye and come back and we do this, but we might as well just stay on and continue. We're gonna go in and do our lower lash line. So I don't know, this brush doesn't have a name or anything. It's something I just got off of Temu or Shein, but I'm gonna go in with that deepest blue Spellbound. And we're just going to take that. So any kind of like a flat definer or whatever brush would do great for this. Oh, oh no, 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 no. Oh, might have to touch up some stuff. I knew I should have tapped off my brush. I know better, but I didn't. I just went right in. I was like, it'll be fine. Alright, we're going to stamp that all along right on top of where we had the, words, Megan, the liner. And then I'm going to take this as a Luxie 111 mini flat angled, and I'm going to jump over Submerge, and we're going to actually go into 32. So was the second to lightest shade. And we're just going to lightly buff along the bottom. I find that, like, I'll use like repeat shades in the sense that I'm using similar shades in the same order, but sometimes I'll skip over a shade because up here I have more space to be able to work with more shades and do more of a transition in that, whereas down here I don't have as much space on my lower lash line unless I like really want to blow everything out, so I don't necessarily want to go in with like 4 shades. I just want a little bit just to help make it like match and go with what we've done on the top. Alright, something like that. I'm going to do this on the other eye. I'm going to clean up my like halo because you don't need to see me do that. And then we'll be back to do our lid. Alright, we're back. I didn't worry about doing too much of a cleanup just because I feel like we're going to cover it all a lot with the shimmers, but I just wanted to give myself a bit of an idea of sort of the window that I was working with. So I looked at my shades from Terra Moons Cosmetics a bit closer, and I think I have decided I want to use these two. So we have Multiverse, which is the darker of the two. It's just beautiful, dark kind of purple with blue sparkle. I'm sure there's more dimension to it than that, but that's the best way I can describe it right now. And then I also want to pull in, just for the absolute center, this gorgeous shade called Star Sign, which is just this gorgeous like teal, purple, pink, blue, just absolute gorgeousness, and I just think it needs some time to shine. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna try not to, I feel like some of my singles are starting to get a bit crumbly, and so I feel like they're starting to go all over the place. So I was just grabbing a, trying to decide, I guess, what one I want to use. Sure, we'll go with this. Just like a flat, rounded brush. This is just one I have from a paint set that I got off Amazon. If you just look up kind of, there's an official name for this shape, I can't remember it right now, but just rounded flat paintbrush. You can find sets for really inexpensive. So we're going to go in first with my NYX glitter glue. I use this whenever I'm putting on any shimmers, so nothing new with that. And I'm just going to place that in the center, so going right up to the crease that we made. Try to keep that somewhat crisp. and then just kind of onto the edges of that blue. And so we're going to go in with Multiverse. That's what it's called, right? Yeah, Multiverse first. I'm going to go directly in with that same brush, just so I can have that bit of like grip. And we're going to go and put that on the outer and inner sides. I'm not worried if it's going to go like right up to the edge, because when I put the middle shade in, I think I'm going to have that more or less going all the way across. So right now we're just trying to have something to have some transition from the dark matte into the shimmers. Hence why I'm going to go with this darker shimmer first. Right, just like that. And then we're going to flip this over, and I'm going to go into star sign. Wow, I have like the worst memory ever, because we literally just looked at that and I couldn't remember the name. And we're going to go right into the middle, just like that. Might have to build this up a little bit because it doesn't really have much of like a base to it. I'm going to put that in the middle and then just kind of fanning out on either side as well. Woo! Hopefully you are able to appreciate the gorgeousness to these. I love how like the purples in these multi-chromes are really helping play off like the turquoise and the blues that we placed down already. And now I'm just going to jump back into the blends palette, and I'm just going to go back into that deep blue Spellbound, and I'm just going to tap that ever so slightly on the edge of that Multiverse shade, just to make sure that they're blending well and there's no like harsh lines. And then I have decided I am going to go in with this liner, but I just realized that I didn't grab any water, so I'll be right back. I'll probably put the shimmer on my other eye, and then I'll be right back so we can add the little graphic liner detail. Okay, so shimmers on both eyes. I got some water and I've just been activating my liner. So again, this is from Gavissi Beauty in the shade Cool Mint. I absolutely freaking adore the Gavissi Beauty cake liners. I have numerous ones, and I've even also taken advantage of their current holiday sale to order a few more. So I've got about another like 5 or 6 coming my way, but I just love them. They just have such an amazing color range, and they have numerous sales a year, so you don't even have to like worry about paying full price if you don't want to wait for a sale. But even full price, I feel like they are so worth it. So I'm taking this on a little liner brush. Because I'm just doing like a little line in the middle, I just didn't want to go with something too long, so I went with one of my more like medium to short ones. This doesn't appear to have a name on it. I think this is just like sort of like a nail brush, like nail liner kind of brush thing that I got in like a set from Shein or something like that. So you can find really cheap like liner brushes on Shein or Temu. And we're just going to take this, and I'm just going to try not to block so you can see. But we're going to go from suddenly I had to stop talking because I realized I could not focus on doing the line and talking. But we're just essentially going from one end of the like where the halo cut is, so like the shimmers, to the other, just to create this little pop like arc on top with like a pop of color. And I almost rarely ever do my liner in like one full stroke. I almost always have to go back in, and I feel like sometimes if my end line is a little harsh, I'll just go in with my finger right away and just kind of like dab on it. Now, one thing I'm going to try to do is go this way just to help soften that line a little bit. Anyways, sorry if I completely blocked you for that, but liner is not the easiest thing for me to do, and so to try to do detail work without my mirror like right there is difficult, but I really like that. I think that is a fun little pop, and yeah, so let's repeat it on the other eye. I'm going to go ahead and just do this off camera. I'm going to add some mascara, some lashes. I'll probably also put on my lips. So I'll probably just come back like more or less done. And then we will just show off the final look. So be right back. Okay, here it is, the finished look. What do we think? I am obsessed with how this turned out. Oh my gosh, so excited. It reaffirms that I need to play with this palette more often. Like I know, yes, I added some shimmers, and those Terra Moon shimmers are magical, but oh my gosh, this is such a gem in my collection, and I need to utilize it more so that I can do stuff like this, where I can just create some beautiful blended matte creases and outer corners, and then just oomph them up a bit with a shimmer, whether it's a Blend Bunny Cosmetics shimmer from another palette, or a single shimmer, or just whatever. I don't care. Just the combo is just, I'm in love. I'm in love. Anyways, to finish off the look, I was going to take that Star Signs shade and use that on the inner corner as well, and then I decided to go in with what I used as my face highlighter, which was the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Noctilucent palette. Also just allowed me to pull in another Blend Bunny Cosmetics product, just because I really want to use more and more of them. I have several palettes from the brand, but it's a brand that I want to explore even more in 2024. Kind of rhymed there. Anyways, so I pulled in this Noctilucent palette, so it's technically like their highlight palette, but I love utilizing these shades not only for like my face highlighter, but also for like inner corners. So I used this shade right here called Far Out, and it's sort of like the purple kind of a toned duochrome, whatever it is, highlight. Anyways, rambling. But I thought that would just play off the shades nicely, add a little sparkle, but not be too overpowering. I thought maybe Star Sign would just be a little too much for the inner corner. I went in with my beloved Ioni halfling lashes in Foxy Drama. Absolutely adore them. And yeah, that's it for that. And then for the lips, I went in with my NYX Cosmetics Suede Matte Lipstick, and this is in Lavender and Lace. Just love this kind of like grungy sort of purpley nude vibe. I don't know. I thought the tone went well with the eyes, where it wasn't exactly a neutral, but it wasn't something too bold and overpowering where it competed with the eyes too much. I think they play well together, and I'm happy with that. So yeah, that's my look. That was me combining the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Blends palette along with a couple of my Terra Moon Cosmetics singles. And I'm super happy that I was able to take a couple products that just have not had the spotlight in quite a while, if not really ever, and just give them their time to shine. You know, it's a nice reminder to shop your stash. Really kind of look at what you've got, and give the stuff that you spent a lot of hard-earned money on some love, some time. Play with it. You know, rediscover why you loved it and spent your money on it in the first place. Playing with these Terra Moon singles has made me want to shop from the brand again. I haven't shopped from them, even though like I loved the shadows when I got them. I haven't even considered shopping from them again just because I was like, oh, I bought 4, which like, you know, like they're not cheap, like an indie brand, and like multi-chrome shadows, like, you know, you're paying a premium for that, and it's because they cost a lot of money to make, and just the quality is like right up there. So you're paying for that. And I was just like, well, I don't want to spend the money on more of them if they're just going to sit there in like a magnetic palette and just never get touched. Anyways, but I might have to consider maybe 2024, I will start looking at some more single shadows and just make sure that I find ways to utilize them, because being able to create stuff like this, just magical. And I'm just so happy I've been getting a lot more use out of my Gavissi beauty liners. I absolutely love these retro liner, cake liners. They're amazing. I'm obsessed with them. They're pretty much like the only like cake liner I use, aside from I'll use like the Mayron ones around Halloween, but that's more for like body painting. But yeah, I just super happy with this. Love how it turned out. Hope you enjoyed watching me create it. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a hot mess. I know we had some filming issues, but I think we found our way around it, so I think it's okay. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Any and all engagement with my videos really helps, and even if you don't have time to leave a comment, just, you know, give it a thumbs up. You know, I would greatly appreciate that. It just also just helps me better determine what you guys are enjoying seeing, what videos of mine you tend to prefer to watch, so I can try to make more of that content. I do like trying to mix it up on here and not get, you know, I don't want to get stagnant with my content, but, you know, I want to film what I enjoy, but I also want to film stuff that you guys want to see. So yeah, make sure also you're checking me out on my other socials, Instagram and TikTok. I'm Spooky Mama Glam on both those as well. More so, I'm not as present on TikTok lately, just because I've gotten a little bit lazy with, you know, what content to put on there. And if I'm going to film a tutorial, a lot of times lately I'd rather try to put the effort into film it for YouTube. So I don't have as much on there, but I do still post on there from time to time. But you never know. In the past, I've done like polls and that on my Instagram stories for products to use. So if you want to be able to have the chance to partake in stuff like that, make sure you are following me on there so you don't miss out. I also don't film every look that I do, so if you want to see all the other looks that I'm creating and have created in the past, then make sure to check it out, because you don't want to miss out. I think I have done some pretty awesome looks in the past, and I have a lot of fun with this, so toot my own horn for a second there. Toot toot. Anyways, I had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!